Chapter 11, Having a Repeat Customer. You are listening at NovelsMyriad. Magic cores are very versatile, whether it is used to forge weapons, staffs, armor, or to prepare potions. They are all extremely important materials. No matter what level of magic core it is very precious, and the higher the level of the magic core, the more valuable it is. It doesn't matter, just 100 spirit crystals. Ying waved her hand and handed the magic core to Qi Lu. That look seemed to want to eat someone. Sister. Listen to me. Ying puffed up his cheeks, but said no more. A discontinuation pill, a rejuvenation pill, and a healing pill. Ying took what she wanted from the shelf. Other buffing elixirs were not within her consideration, except for that little Lingji pill. In fact, many magicians know some buffing magic, so Ying didn't pay attention to those two pills. Thank you for your patronage and welcome your next visit. Qi Lu put the magic core into the payment box and spoke politely in a calm tone. Ying glared at Qi Lu and really wanted to say that he would never come again, but when the words came to my lips, I just couldn't say them out. System. Congratulations to the host for completing the hidden upgrade task and having a repeat customer. What? Qi Lu looked at the almost invisible figure outside the door and was startled. System. The store manager system will be upgraded tonight. Host, please be prepared. This time Qi Lu finally heard it clearly. Upgrade. These two siblings are really lucky. Qi Lu was quite happy, whistled and looked down at the cash box. There were only 100 gold coins left in it. My mood suddenly deteriorated. Boss, I want to buy elixirs. A young man and 3 people quickly walked into the store. Qi Lu straightened his back and looked at the 4 people entering the store expressionlessly. These 4 people were Minglang and his party who came out of the cloud forest. Minglang recalled the pills taken by the Ying family siblings and felt extremely regretful. So this time, no matter what, I have to buy a few more bottles of elixirs for emergencies. It's you. Qi Lu said calmly. It's me, boss, this pill is really good. Minglang said with a smile on his face. Minglang is indeed the young master of a large family, but Yunwu City is considered a border town of the Huangyuan Empire. No matter how powerful his family is, it is difficult to reach this place. It's indeed a good thing. Qi Lu nodded. So. You decide what you want. It's a small business. No counter-offers. Qi Lu blocked Minglang's words with one sentence. Boss, I want a lot of stuff this time, can't it be cheaper? Minglang said that he was a big customer. No. Qi Lu refused slowly. He took a deep look at Minglang, and then said slowly and meaningfully, this is a black shop. The words in Minglang's mouth were stagnated. This sentence of black shop was indeed cursed by him. Recalling this incident, Minglang really wanted to slap himself on the spot. No way, boss, it was my fault in the first place. You have a lot, so don't worry about this little thing. Minglang laughed, trying to get closer. I care about these things, so I won't let you enter the store today. Qi Lu glanced at Minglang. Minglang gritted his teeth, and it took him a long time to catch his breath. Chapter 12, Trial Chamber and Crystal. You are listening at NovelsMyriad. Then let's pay the original price. In fact, although Minglang is a child of a big family, he is not a playboy, and he does not like to bully others. Go get the elixirs. Minglang took a long breath and walked to the shelf. Boss, do you have a few more elixirs here? 80 spiritual crystals. What kind of elixir is this? Since he is a guest, Qi Lu will naturally explain the efficacy of the elixir patiently. 3 small courage pills, 2 small wind speed pills, 4 healing pills, and 1 intermittent pill. Minglang and his party of 4 quickly picked out what they wanted. Because there are no magicians in their team, they must purchase this kind of buffing elixir. Chenghui, 170 spiritual crystals. Bring me your money bags. Minglang shouted to the other 3 people. He didn't even have that much money with him. The 3 people who formed an alliance were also heirs of their families. Although they didn't have many spiritual crystals on their bodies, they pieced together 170 spiritual crystals. It's a pity that lot will never come out of the cloud forest again. Kuminglang took the elixir and thought of his allies who died in the cloud forest. He felt a little sad for a moment, however. The Academy's freshman trial is cruel. The sudden appearance of the dark cloud-spotted tiger was even more unexpected. But how could the monsters in the depths of the cloud forest come to the outside? Kuminglang frowned and glanced at the pill in his hand. "Three brothers, how about we go to the cloud forest again and complete our freshman trial with excellence?" "Certainly." Kuminglang and his party are the last wave of guests today. After finally waiting until the store closed at night, the system finally made a sound. System. The store manager system has been upgraded, the store manager level has been improved, and the store manager's share has been increased to 5%. System. The first level trial room is opened, and the reward is a chance to draw from the purchasing channel. Trial room? What is a trial room? Chilo listened to the prompts in his mind and carried forward the good habit of asking questions when he didn't understand. System. The trial room can open the trial space and conduct trial battles to obtain the seal of trial. The first level trial room can conduct the brave trial. What? You can actually have a trial battle. Chi Li's eyes suddenly widened. As mentioned before, every level in this world requires a trial battle. If you succeed in the challenge and obtain the seal of trial, you can continue to upgrade and become stronger, but this trial battle cannot be carried out casually. Instead, you need to enter the trial space and complete your own trial. As for the trial space, you need to hunt down the alien beasts of the corresponding level and collect the crystals in the alien beasts before you can open it up. And regardless of whether the trial is successfully completed or not, once the trialist comes out of the trial space will collapse and the crystal will be broken. This strange beast is not a monster. In this world, alien beasts are extremely rare. Their bodies do not condense magic cores, but condense crystals. Crystals are divided into trial crystals and skill crystals. Trial crystals, using special methods, can open up a trial space. The skill crystal is a rarer thing than the trial crystal. The function of this crystal is to be embedded in the seal of trial and condensed into skills. Skills, unlike martial arts and magic, are abilities blessed by the power of the world. Chapter 13. The Second Purchasing Channel. You are listening at NovelsMyriad. To put it simply, if a skill and a magic have the same effect, but if the skill and magic collide, the skill will definitely win. This is a power that transcends martial arts and magic. This is why people without marks are definitely no match for people with marks, because every additional mark represents an additional skill. However, this time the store manager system was upgraded, and the trial room that appeared could actually open the trial space directly. This is simply impossible to happen in this world. Even if you can only conduct the lowest level of the brave trial now, it is still shocking enough. System, I need to confirm what are the conditions for using the trial room. Chilo calmed down before asking. He didn't believe that such a stingy system would bring him such great benefits. System, host, please don't judge the belly of the system with a villain's heart. To use the trial room, you only need to pay spiritual crystals. Spirit crystal, that's easy to say. You must know that trial crystals are something with a price but no market. Even if it is only a brave level trial crystal, its value is difficult to measure with spiritual crystals. System, I would like to ask the host whether to select a new purchase channel. Yes. Bang! There was another loud noise, and a slot machine hit Chilo directly, scaring him so much that the hair on his body stood up. System, can you please make it quieter next time? Chilo almost yelled. System, please host to extract the purchase channel. Chilo rubbed his heart, calmed his still beating heart, and pulled the joystick hard. The slot machine suddenly made a shaking sound. The light spots on the screen were rotating crazily. Chilo is also observing the icons on the slot machine: weapons, armor, firearms, elixirs, pet beasts. The purchase channel options this time are obviously not as good as the first time. Watching the cursor slowly stop. System, the weapon purchase channel has been opened. According to the store manager level, the egg pool for ordinary and excellent weapons will be opened. Weapons, okay. Chilo comforted himself. Of course, it's not a consolation. A good weapon can significantly improve combat power. With the system's urinary nature, the weapons pulled out of the egg pool will definitely not be mediocre. Open the weapon egg pool. Chilo recited silently in his mind, and two altars appeared in his mind. One was a common weapon egg pool, and the other was an excellent weapon egg pool. The extraction rules are the same as the elixir egg pool, except that from the high-quality weapon egg pool, one rare-level weapon can be extracted every 10 times. Moreover, the extraction fee from the excellent weapon egg pool is 50 gold coins per time. Why? The price of an excellent grade egg pool is 50 times higher than that of an ordinary grade egg pool. Chilo couldn't help but question the system. It's worth every penny. It's worth it. System, the products produced by the system must be high-quality products. Okay, I tolerate it. Chilo took a long breath and then opened his properties panel. Host, Chilo, store manager level, level 2. Number of stores owned, 1. Purchase channels, elixir egg pool, ordinary, weapon egg pool, ordinary, excellent, owns a shop building, trial room, level 1, evaluation. A novice store manager who has made some progress, a rookie who has only opened the store for a few days is slightly better than. A novice store manager. Seeing this comment, Chilo really felt a headache, but it is not good to get angry with the system, so Chilo wisely took a look at the trial room. Chapter 14 Excellent Weapons. You are listening at NovelsMyriad. The newly opened trial room is on the left wall behind the counter. There is a magic circle engraved there, which is the entrance to the trial space. However, Chilo is only at level 16 and cannot meet the conditions for the brave trial, so we can only look at the magic circle. After touching his pocket, there were 170 gold coins left. System, recharge me 110 gold coins. Chilo deliberately left 60 gold coins, and after eating steamed buns for so many days, he couldn't be more extravagant. System, the fee has been charged. 2 excellent weapon egg pools, drawn. Chilo hummed an unknown tune, trying to distract himself, holding back his heartache, and pressed the extraction button under the altar. 50 gold coins a time. Don't let me down. Frost staff, flaming saber, frost staff. A small amount increases the user's magic power. A small amount increases the user's magic capacity. Additional effect. A small amount increases the user's ice magic power. Blazing saber. A small increase in the user's destructive power. And a slight burning effect of flames. Both are excellent weapons. It seemed that Chilo's luck was not good enough for him to pull out rare weapons twice. I don't understand. Is this good or bad? Chilo was not from this world after all, so he understood the description of the weapon. However, he didn't know whether this weapon was good or bad. System, how much does this weapon cost? Chilo asked in his mind. Products received through this purchasing channel must be priced systematically. System, 200 spiritual crystals. It's really worthy of the purchase price. Chilo nodded, looking deeply convinced. 10 times from the ordinary weapon egg pool, draw. A sharp sword, an ordinary staff, a sharp knight's sword, an ordinary staff. Ice crystal knight sword, a small increase in the user's defense, and a small probability of slowing down the person being attacked. Sharp. Chilo understood this effect and slowed down the enemy. This is absolutely fatal in a battle between warriors, especially a battle of the same level. It's just that the effects of those ordinary level weapons are a bit. Chilo casually picked up a sharp horse-killing knife. Sharp saber. Slightly increases the user's destructive power. I'm really stupid for comparing elixirs to weapons. Chilo shook his head, and then moved the weapons from the warehouse to the shelves in front. Looking at the price tag that appeared on the shelf, the ordinary level weapon, like the elixir, consisted of 10 spiritual crystals. No wonder it's so much worse than an excellent weapon. You know, excellent level elixirs only require 80 spiritual crystals, while excellent level weapons require 200 spiritual crystals. The small bed placed next to the warehouse seems to have the effect of accelerating the recovery of physical strength. Although Chilo slept a little late yesterday, he was still able to get up very early in the morning. With an extra 60 gold coins in his pocket, Chilo went to eat some broth noodles. After eating, he returned to the door of the store with his mouth full of oil. The Ying family siblings were waiting there again. Good morning, store manager. Ying Shui looked at Chilo with a smile, but the smile made Chilo feel a little creepy. Here we are, let's go into the store and have a look. Qi Lu nodded and walked into the store with a calm face. No matter what, the store manager still needs to be dignified. Store manager, are there any new elixirs today? Ying Feng followed behind and asked naggingly. Chapter 15 Prove Your Own Products. You are listening at NovelsMyriad. There are no new elixirs, but there are a batch of new weapons in the store. If you are interested, you can take a look. Qi Lu always answers all questions of customers who are willing to pay. Weapons, no matter how good your weapons are, can they be made as well as those weapon forging masters? Ying Feng immediately expressed his doubts. Although there are no elixirs in this world, the weapons are well developed. In addition to the magician's staff, a specialized inlay master is required to inlay magic cores or magic beads to enhance the power of the staff. Other weapons can be made by those blacksmith masters, and the quality is top-notch and extremely sharp, just like the knight's sword in Ying Feng's hand. Boss, if you want to talk about elixirs, then I admit that you are powerful, but when it comes to weapons, Ying Feng pulled out the knight's sword from his waist with a clang and said, look at this. This is the knight's sword that I specially found from the blacksmith master. I spent a lot of money to forge it. In terms of quality, it ranks among the best in the Huangyuan Empire. How does it compare with the weapons in your store? That it was also the first time for Qi Lu to see weapons in this world, and he couldn't help but take a second look. How's it going, boss? When Ying Feng saw Qi Li's actions, he immediately stared at Qi Lu proudly. He was hit hard by Qi Li's elixir before, but today he wants to regain his position no matter what. Not so good. Qi Lu carefully compared the ordinary level weapons yesterday, and then spoke slowly. He used to think that the weapons in this world were powerful, but now he found that they seem to be overestimated. It's not that I'm too arrogant, it's that the enemy's army is really weak. What did you say? Boss, you have to speak responsibly. Ying Feng was startled, and then shouted. As soon as Ying Shui entered the store, she looked at the weapons next to the shelves. However, just by looking at it, how can you appreciate the magic of the weapons produced by the system? So when Ying Feng shouted, he also looked at Qi Lu and said, Boss, swords and weapons are relatively easy to forge, but the staff cannot be made as soon as you say it, and the inlay of the magic beads is not what ordinary people do. It can be done. System, ding, trigger the task and prove your product. System, host, your products seem to be looked down upon by your customers. Please prove to them how excellent your products are. System, the mission is completed, and the reward items will be drawn once. If the mission fails, the host's share will be reduced to 1%. Bang! Qi Lu slapped the counter with his palm, making Ying Feng tremble. Boss, don't you get angry and want to hit someone? Let me tell you, as a 15th level knight, I'm not afraid of you. Ying Feng stepped back and stared at Qi Lu warily. Boss, you. Ying Shui also looked at Qi Lu with a strange expression. Fine. However, Qi Lu just saw that his share was going to be reduced, so he slammed the table in anger. From what you said, it seems that you are very confident in your weapons. Qi Lu looked at Ying Feng and asked suddenly. Of course, no matter what, it's definitely better than the one in your store. Ying Feng replied proudly. Ying Shui also nodded and said, Boss, my staff was made for me by my teacher. You must know the quality of the staff made by a master-level magician. Grandmaster level, that must be at least level 60 or above, with 3 skills. Chapter 16, Cut in 2. You are listening at NovelsMyriad. Magicians of this level usually make their own staffs to best suit their needs. Since you are so confident, how about we make a bet? Qi Lu smiled mysteriously. Okay, boss, what do you want to bet on? Ying Shui and Ying Feng said in unison without any hesitation. It can be seen that they are very confident in their weapons. It's simple. If my weapons are better than yours, then you can just buy weapons from me in the future. Although Qi Lu wanted to prove his weapons, but the most important thing is to attract a regular customer base for yourself. No problem. If your weapons are better, we can introduce you to more guests. Ying Shui nodded. What if, boss, you lose? Ying Feng stared at Qi Lu with evil intentions. Qi Lu raised his eyes, took out a bottle of Midong vitamin functional drink from under the counter, and placed it on the counter. I lost, this is for you. What is this? Ying Feng stared at the aqua blue bottle curiously. There seems to be some magical liquid inside. This is a good thing. Qi Lu glanced at Midong and introduced the functions of this magical drink in a calm tone. Unlike elixirs, Midong vitamin functional drink, in addition to its level-enhancing effect, is limited to one bottle for one person, and has the effect of restoring strength. That bottle can be used multiple times, otherwise, Qi Lu wouldn't be so expensive. Are you sure that no matter what level you are, you can fully regain your strength after just one sip? Ying Shui stared at the bottle in Qi Li's hand, as if she would snatch it away in the next second. That's right, both fighting spirit and magic power can be restored. Qi Lu said slowly but with certainty. Come on, boss, what should we do? Ying Feng said impatiently. Qi Lu walked out from behind the counter, pulled out a sharp knight's sword from the shelf, placed it in his hand, and then looked at Ying Feng. Use your knight's sword and chop it down with all your strength. Boss, you are quite confident. It seems that with your Midong, I will definitely win. Ying Feng was startled for a moment, then chuckled and raised the knight's sword in his hand. Only a sound of breaking through the air was heard. Ying Feng violently chopped down the knight's sword in his hand. Clang, clang. The sound of gold and iron clashing suddenly exploded. How is this possible? However, what came out immediately afterwards was Ying Feng's voiceless shouting, because the knight's sword in his hand actually broke into two pieces, leaving only the hilt and half of the sword body in his hand, but there was only a gap in the knight's sword in Qi Li's hand. Ying Shui also opened her eyes wide, completely unable to believe what she saw. She knew that the knight's sword in Ying Feng's hand was a knight's sword that Ying Feng spent a lot of money to forge when the family hired the blacksmith master to build the weapon, just for this new trial, but, unexpectedly, it just stopped. Moreover, it was broken by a slash with the same knight's sword. This is simply unimaginable. Boss, your sword. 10 spiritual crystals, no bargaining. Qi Lu glanced at the gap and suddenly felt distressed. But your knight's sword is broken. Ying Feng also stared at the gaps in the knight's sword and tried to bargain. Even if there is a gap in this sword, it is still better than my own broken sword. Chapter 17 Contest of Staffs. You are listening at NovelsMyriad. Then we won't sell it. I will never sell broken goods in my store. There is a better knight's sword on the shelf. You can take a look. Qi Lu took the knight's sword expressionlessly and walked back behind the counter. 200 spiritual crystals. Ying Feng ran to the shelf and yelled Pain. You get what you pay for. Qi Lu temporarily put the knight's sword under the counter. He knew that he would have to bear the loss of these 10 spiritual crystals himself. Boss, I don't have so many spiritual crystals now. Ying Feng stared at the knight's sword on the shelf with a look of longing, just like a person who has been hungry for 3 days and sees a table full of people. You know, the knight's sword with 10 spiritual crystals is much stronger than the knight's sword he spent a lot of money to build. The knight's sword with these 200 spiritual crystals is not worthy of the heavens. In this small business, we do not accept credit. Qi Lu said calmly. Don't worry. Ying Shui waved her hand, and then said, Boss, there is also a staff, but I haven't tried it yet. This is simple. Qi Lu took down the frost staff from the shelf again. The most important thing about the staff is to help the magician accelerate the concentration of magic and strengthen the power of the magic released. Some wands also have other functions, for example, to store magic power, or to seal the condensed magic power, and release it at the appropriate time. What Qi Lu and Ying Shui compared was the most basic function of the staff. Strengthen the power of magic and accelerate the concentration of magic. Let's compete with the magic of freeze condensation, and use level 10 magic to condense. Ying Shui raised the magic circle in her hand and said to Qi Lu, freeze condensation is a very basic magic for magicians, but it is a magic that can continuously accumulate power. The longer it is charged, the larger the freezing range and the stronger the freezing degree. The freezing condensation released by a low-level magician may only be able to freeze some flowers and plants, but powerful magicians release freezing condensation, and as long as they are given a long enough time to accumulate power, they can even freeze an entire city, of course. It is also because of this that the magic of freezing and condensation is often used to test magic wands. The 10th level of magic power refers to the total amount of magic power that a 10th level magician can use. System, do you know how to release this magic? Chilo asked in his mind. He now has level 16 strength, but he doesn't know any magic or martial arts. System, host, please remember that the system is not your teacher, so it will not teach you magic. Wait, tell me first, how to release this magic. Chilo first secretly despised the system in his heart, and then asked Ying Shui. Boss, you don't know how, you are a warrior. Ying Shui was speechless, but he still told Chilo about the frozen magic spell. Bring it on. Chilo also raised the frost staff in his hand. Freezing. The two started at the same time, condensing the freezing condensation magic. The magic power in Ying Shui's body condensed towards the staff. The energy in Qi Li's body also began to condense towards the staff. Only Chilo can do this kind of thing, because the energy in Qi Li's body is an energy that combines the advantages of fighting spirit and magic. He can learn magic or martial arts effortlessly. Otherwise, the magician would not be able to use martial arts. Boss, if you lose, don't lose to us, my dong. Why don't you just give me that knight's sword? Ying Feng rambled to the side. It was as if Ying Shui had already won. The staff made by a master-level magician is much stronger than the knight's sword used by Ying Feng. Chapter 18. The Ying family siblings leave. You are listening at NovelsMyriad. But soon, Ying Feng stopped talking. Although he is not a magician, it seems that normal people can see the difference between the two. The freeze condensation magic that Chilo condensed was at least twice as fast as Ying Shui's, and the ice element energy contained in it was also different from that of cloud and mud. This is impossible. Ying Feng was stunned. From this point of view, the staff in the shop is at least one level higher than the staff in Ying Shui's hand. How powerful must the person who refined these staffs be? From the looks of it, the background of this small shop is simply terrifying. I lost. Ying Shui finally sighed quietly and dissipated the magic power condensed on the staff. Whether it is helping to condense magic power or strengthening the power of magic, his own staff cannot compare. Even if the elixirs in this store are so good, why are the weapons so powerful? This doesn't make sense at all. The system. Congratulations to the host for completing the task and proving how excellent his product is. System. Items can be collected through lottery. Do you want to collect them now? No. When Chila opens a store, he usually doesn't think about these problems. Please wait until the store closes to collect rewards or whatever. Boss, we really want to buy 2 weapons, but we really don't have that many spiritual crystals on us. Ying Shui said a little embarrassedly, twirling her fingers around the hair on her temples. She really wants the weapons in Qi Li's shop, because it's really too strong. Unfortunately, the wallet doesn't allow it. It doesn't matter, I never buy or sell forcibly. Qi Lu said lightly. Actually, we came here today to say goodbye to you, boss. Ying Shui said slowly. Is the freshman trial completed? Qi Lu put the frost staff back on the shelf. Yes, it's done, but we will come to see you in the future and we will definitely come to buy your weapons. Ying Shui nodded. Qi Lu was silent for a moment before taking out the knight's sword from under the counter. In that case, I will give you this knight's sword. Qi Lu would definitely not sell the damaged goods anyway, so he might as well give them away. Moreover, the Ying family siblings had helped him a lot unintentionally, so just treat it as a practice for his first customer and his first repeat customer. Really? Boss, you are so polite. I knew you must be cold on the outside and hot on the inside. Ying Feng suddenly became excited. Thank you. Ying Shui simply thanked her. You're welcome. Qi Lu shook his head, saying it was nothing. The freshman trial is not difficult, and Qi Lu has already thought of it. After all, the Ying family siblings are not from Yinwu City, and they will leave sooner or later. After saying goodbye to each other, Ying Feng happily took the knight's sword given by Qi Lu and left Yinwu City with Ying Shui. Brilliant Academy seems not far from Cloud Mist City. Qi Lu was thoughtful. Time passed little by little. Hey, when did a new store open here? Outside the Wanxiang grocery store, a shirtless, muscular man with tattoos and scars all over his body walked in. He also carried a two-handed long knife on his back, which looked very fierce. "Is anyone here?" "Yes, what do you need?" Qi Lu sat behind the counter and answered calmly. "You are opening a shop in this cloud and mist city. You don't even know me, right?" The man's face darkened and he shouted coldly. Chapter 19 Management Fees. You are listening at NovelsMyriad. You haven't asked for advice. Qi Li's eyes didn't even change. Tai Lang, all the shops on this street have to pay me management fees. Tai Lang pointed at himself, raised his head and said arrogantly, "They say management fees, but in fact they mean paying protection fees to local snakes." Qi Lu has stayed in Yinwu City for so long and knows these things well. After all, Yinwu City is a border town, with the sky high and the emperor far away, and a large number of mercenaries gathered, so these evil forces naturally emerged. However, his shop is different from other sexy bitches. "So, you are here to cause trouble?" Qi Li's tone was still calm. "We never make trouble, but if you don't pay the management fee, you might sleep until midnight and the store will be smashed up." Tai Lang didn't get angry and just said casually, it seemed to be warning, but also seemed to be talking to himself. "Then, I'm here, waiting for you," Qi Lu said slowly. "Okay, you have the guts." Tai Lang gave a thumbs up and turned around to leave without stopping. Qi Lu didn't care about these people at all. "It just so happens that I can also see what the defense system mounted on the system is." Qi Lu, I saw Tai Lang going out just now. Did he come to collect management fees from you? At this time, a somewhat bald middle-aged man walked in with his head tilted. Qi Lu knew this man. He was the owner of a shop next to his shop and he opened a herbal medicine shop. Qi Lu had just come to this world, and it was this person who disposed of the herbs left by his parents in this body. It seems that I have been tricked, but this person also helped Qi Lu a lot back then, and also contributed a lot to the funeral. Of course, it is not the current Qi Lu. Yes, Uncle Hai. Qi Lu nodded. Oh, these damn guys, we don't make much to begin with, and they still want to suck our blood. Uncle Hai sighed and said melancholy. I didn't give it. Qi Liyun said lightly. What? You didn't give it? Then you're going to be in big trouble now. Those guys will definitely come and destroy your shop at night. Uncle Hai looked at Qi Lu in surprise. Then I want to see what they use to destroy my store. Qi Lu smiled and said nonchalantly. Qi Lu, it's not that Uncle Hai is talking about you. You young people are young and energetic and don't know how powerful Tai Lang and others are. Uncle Hai said in a preaching tone and couldn't help but shake his head. Then he continued, back then, there were people around here who did not believe in evil like you. As a result, his store was smashed by Iron Wolf's people that night, and people kept coming to the store to cause trouble after that. In the end, the guy had no choice but to sell the shop and goods at a low price and leave Cloud Mist City. When Uncle Hai said this, he shook his head helplessly. I dare to be angry but dare not speak out against Tai Lang's group. Uncle Hai, don't worry, I'm different from them. Qi Lu also knew that Uncle Hai cared about him, so he explained, but he didn't say much. After all, Tai Lang has been gaining prestige in this Cloud and Mist City for a long time, and it doesn't take him just a few words to dispel Uncle Hai's concerns. Well, when you are taught a lesson, you will know that those people are not easy to mess with. Uncle Hai sighed, and walked out of the store with an expression like a child who cannot be taught. Qi Lu was still sitting behind the counter. When the time came, he closed the store door. It's unbelievable that not a penny came in today. Chapter 20 Skill Stone. You are listening at NovelsMyriad. Finally, 2 repeat customers actually went back to the academy, but fortunately, I still have an item lottery. Qi Lu has finally endured it until now. System, I want to receive rewards, I want to draw a lottery. Qi Lu called the system in his mind. A square lottery box suddenly fell from the sky and hit the counter with a bang. System, host, please receive the reward. After these few days of training, Qi Lu has long been accustomed to the system's sudden style. He calmly put his hand into the lottery box and touched it for a long time before grabbing a small ball. 3 random skill stones. Skill stones. Qi Li's eyes suddenly widened. He knew from the name that it must be something good. According to the urinary properties of the system. Translated, this is 100% a skill crystal, that is a precious item even rarer than the trial crystal. Now its very developed system, reward extraction is complete and rewards will be distributed. A system prompt sounded in Qi Li's mind. Immediately afterwards, the small ball in his hand turned into 3 plain-looking transparent stones. Frost Grip Skill Stone, gathers magic power to form frost claws, causing ice element damage. When attacking, there is a small probability of freezing the target. Minimum usage limit, Brave Level, Piercing Spear Skill Stone, gather fighting spirit or magic power to form a piercing spear, causing non-attribute penetrating damage. When attacking, there is a small probability of causing bleeding effects. Minimum usage limit, Brave Level, Steel Body Skill Stone, passive skill, strengthens body defense and forms magic resistance on the body surface. Minimum usage limit, Brave Level, the attributes of the 3 skill stones all appeared in Qi Li's mind. It is indeed the crystallization of skills. Qi Li almost stopped singing. According to the mission regulations, the system will not participate in sharing the income from the sale of these 3 skill stones. This time, I am really going to make a fortune, and looking at the attributes of these skill stones, all of them are not weak skills, the freezing, bleeding and other effects that come with these skills, with the blessing of the power of the world, are truly magical skills. Imagine a low-level magician fighting against a high-level magician, triggering the freezing effect, that's a direct kill. Feel good and go to sleep. Qi Li was happy for a long time. Unfortunately, his level is too low now, and these skill stones are of no use to him for the time being. Moreover, who knows if I will draw better skill stones in the future. However, when he slept until midnight, the noise outside the store woke Qi Li up. Wolf 3 and Wolf 4 are both level 18 warriors. Both of them used solid sledgehammers, which were the standard weapons used by Iron Wolf's men to smash up stores. Although the forces in Cloud Mist City are complicated, the big forces are not interested in these ordinary shops that don't have much profit to make. Therefore, a not-so-strong force like the Iron Wolf gang was advantaged. However, although it is not strong, it is still relative. For these ordinary people living at the bottom, the Iron Wolf gang is a powerful force that needs to be looked up to. I didn't expect that now, there would still be people who dare not pay the management fee. Lang San, carrying a big hammer, seemed a little unbelievable. Yes, our big hammer hasn't worked for several years. Wolf C moved his body.